Thank you for your investment in the future of crack sealing. We appreciate your business. And beyond that, congratulations. You have chosen the safest, highest performance, most convenient crack seal equipment available. Magma Series Melter Applicators by Cimline. The Magma Series is engineered for simplicity. The machine is built for easy use and easy access. As a result, the operating procedures are simple and straightforward. We want your experience with your cimline Magma to be safe and productive for many, many years. Because crack sealing tends to be seasonal, we recommend that both experienced crews and new crew members set aside a few minutes to review this video each year before the crack sealing work begins. This video will explain recommended startup, operating, and shutdown procedures to ensure the safest and best performance from your Magma Series melter applicator. Safety always comes first. Make sure each crew member is equipped with the proper safety apparel and equipment. Operators should wear long-sleeve shirts, gloves without flared cuffs, long pants, visibility vest, high-top work boots or gaiters, hearing protection, and hard hat with face shield. Before operating any machine, check the work area for potential safety hazards. Each operator should review the owner's manual for full details of melter operation and observe all caution and warning labels posted on the machine. Also review the sealant manufacturer's instructions for application and temperature, to be found printed on their packaging. As you would before starting any high-performance machine, check the fluid levels of the unit and verify that all controls and valves are returned to their off or neutral position during shutdown from the previous use. Inspect hoses and fittings to see that they are in good working order. Remember to leave the hose boom in the pin transport position until full heat-up has been completed. Open the damper door that provides heat to the heating cabinet. Lift the handle to the third notch. With the hydraulic controls on the manifold set in neutral, start the engine. Turn the ignition key to the first stop right and wait until the glow plug light turns orange, indicating that the diesel engine is preheated and ready to start. Turn the key full to the right to start. Note that the engine RPMs are factory preset for the appropriate speed. Start the heating system. Returning to the command center at the rear of the machine, open the black control box and switch the main power supply on. Set oil temperature to 550 degrees and material temperature to the manufacturer's recommended pouring temp. If supplied, trigger flow control and agitator shutoff option circuits may be turned on at this time. The boom should remain pinned and not rotated until the entire system is up to temperature. Start the agitator. Reading the Fahrenheit scale on the oil temp thermometer, when the oil temperature reaches 400 degrees at about 30 minutes, start the agitator by turning the lever on the left side of the hydraulic manifold counterclockwise. At this time, the sealing hose valve should be closed and the pressure valve set in the full open counterclockwise position. Start the material pump. After maintaining the cabinet temperature at 275 degrees, engage the material pump by turning the lever on the right side of the manifold clockwise. The pump may start slowly. As the pump is heated, it will turn more freely until it reaches full operating RPMs. When the pump is turning freely, in about 45 minutes, open the tank outlet valve to start the recirculation of material inside the machine. Start the hose system. If the electric hose has material inside, the temperature control may now be set to the manufacturer's recommended pouring temp. If the hose is empty, material should be pumped through to fill the hose before activating the hose heating element. Because Cimline's electric hose is such an effective heating device, the hose heating process should only be activated with material in the hose. Standard non-heated hoses should remain coiled within the heating cabinet until the system is up to pouring temperature. When material temperature reaches 360 to 370 degrees, place the wand in the access port and open the wand valve. For For standard hose machines, uncoil the hose and remove from the cabinet. Connect the wand and insert into the wand access port. Note that sealing tips should be removed during the shutdown process. They can be reheated in the cabinet to be ready to reinstall. With the wand in the access port, open the sealing hose valve. Turn the red and white pressure valve clockwise until the pump starts to slow. Observe the material flowing from the wand end, either through the access port or from the loading door. Adjust the pressure valve to achieve the sealant flow rate that you want. Now that the pump is up to temperature, you can close the damper to the heating cabinet. Turn the wand valve off, stopping material flow. Unpin the hose boom and swing it around toward the rear of the machine. Remove the wand from the access port, reinstall your choice of sealing tip, and you're ready to crack seal. Sealant flow is started and stopped at the wand valve on standard and heated hose units and by depressing the thumb trigger on trigger flow control machines. The volume of the sealant flow is adjusted at the pressure control valve. Using wand valves as volume control will prematurely wear out the pump packing. Remember to treat hoses and wands as you would a firearm. You would never want to point a sealing wand toward anyone. Carry it nozzle down, pointed away from others. You would never want to drag one along the ground. Rough treatment will destroy sealing hoses and firearms alike. Cimline hoses are safe, but it's smart to treat them with respect. Loading of sealant blocks or biscuits takes place throughout the crack sealing operation. The flat fenders are designed as a staging surface while blocks are unwrapped. Place the biscuits on the open loading door and throw the door shut. On machines with two loading doors, open only one door at a time to avoid splashing. Because of the design of the cimline agitator, you can load more biscuits faster without causing damage to the system. If too many blocks were to jam the agitator, reverse the agitator valve at the manifold to clear the jam, or simply turn off the agitator drive valve and give the tank a few minutes to melt the blocks down. Coordination between operator and driver is the key to safe, efficient crack sealing. Easily understood visual signals back and forth are critical. At these times especially, you'll appreciate the low profile of the cimline Magma, permitting a clear line of sight from the cab to the rear. In addition, the 50% reduction in engine noise afforded by Magma's sound-insulated engine enclosure now permits verbal communication between crew members. To review the simplicity of Magma operating procedures: 1. Start the engine. 2. Start the heating system. 3. Start the agitator. 4. Start the material pump. And 5. Start the hose system. You are now ready for the day's crack sealing. When the day's work is finished, the shutdown procedure is also simple and straight backward. By straight backward, we mean reversing the process that you used to start the machine. Your most recent operation was putting sealant into and through the hose. Begin by taking sealant back out. Standard non-heated hoses should be cleaned out at the end of the workday. Heated hoses can be put away full, but over time, sealant may build up and constrict flow. It's a good practice to backflush hoses to prolong their usefulness. With the wand inserted in the access port and hot material flowing, reverse the material pump direction at the hydraulic manifold. Leave the wand valve open to avoid deadheading the suction. Close the red and white pressure valve to its maximum to increase suction. This allows sealant to be sucked back into the tank and out of the hose. The process takes about 6 to 10 minutes for the pump to pull the material out of the line. Elevating the hose from the front to rear allows gravity to assist the pump. Close the sealant valve lever and open the red and white pressure valve counterclockwise to allow the plumbing circuit to purge itself and make ready for the next day's startup. Switch off heated hose circuits, if so equipped, in the black control box at the command center. Heated hose wand should be returned to the wand holder and secured. The hose boom is then rotated forward to the transport position and repinned. Standard hoses should be recoiled and hung inside the heating cabinet on the hook provided. sealing tip should be removed and stored for the next use. Close the silver tank outlet valve. And return the pump drive knob to the vertical neutral position. Return the agitator drive knob to the vertical neutral position. At the command center, turn off the oil and material temperature control switches. Shut down the engine and turn the key to off. To prepare for a fast and safe startup the next day, verify that all controls and valves have been returned to the off or neutral position during shutdown. Inspect hoses and fittings to see that they are in good working order. Refill fuel and inspect hydraulic and heating oil levels. Magma Series melter applicators, the new icon for maximum performance, rugged construction, easy maintenance, convenience, and safety. Magma Series melter applicators from Cimline.
Working in high places may seem exciting and dangerous, but the use of Genie seatboard systems makes aerial activity extremely safe. We'd like to show you how to properly use Genie equipment so you can perform your job efficiently, effectively, and most important, safely. The Genie is a remarkably simple device that works on the friction principle. It was originally designed to help in rescue efforts and perform self-rescue. This life-saving device is still used by many rescue teams around the world. As a matter of fact, a special unit was made for NASA's Space Shuttle program. Genie is the emergency on-ground egress system for our astronauts. But in this video, we'd like to show you how Genie can be used in high-rise work, more specifically professional window cleaning. The film you are watching is an interactive training video. As you're presented with information in this film, questions will be asked to help you understand important points. When a question is asked, quickly select the answer you think is correct. After a 5-second pause, we'll give you the right answer. Make a game of it to see how many questions you can answer correctly. It's fun to learn. We'll now proceed with the subject matter of this film. First, let's look at the Genie shaft and cover. Remove the cover by unscrewing the thumb screw at the top. Then push in the detent pin at the bottom and the cover is easily removed. When you're doing high-rise work like window cleaning, you must always use two Genie safety lines. The curved slots here at the top of the Genie are where you insert the lines. Wrap the lines clockwise around the Genie shaft. Just follow the arrow. Because of the friction involved, the speed of your descent depends on your weight, the number of turns you wrap the lines around the shaft, and how tightly you hold the trailing end. Question 1. When you're doing high-rise work, you must always use two Genie safety lines. True or false? If you answered true, you were correct. Two separately anchored lines are wrapped around the Genie shaft. Basically, 3 full turns will provide the proper descent for a 150 to 200 pound person. This means 2 ropes at 3 turns each. The turns on only one line are counted because only one line is used for control. The other line is used for emergency escape. Use 1 extra turn for every extra 50 pounds of body weight. Adding more turns on the lines creates more friction for controlling greater weight. Remember, anytime the Genie seatboard system is used, 2 lines are required. They are wrapped together as one. But for determining friction, only one line is counted. That's because pulling down or lifting up on either line will stop you. This looks like 4 wraps or turns, but it's really both safety lines wrapped twice. so it's only counted as 2 turns. Another loop of each line is needed to achieve 3 full turns to comply with the 150-pound minimum. After wrapping the Sky Genie to help control the weight you are, replace the cover by pressing in the detent pin at the bottom. Then, tighten the thumb screw at the top. This must be done, or the Sky Genie will not operate safely. Your life depends on it. Question 2. Proper descent for a 150 to 200-pound person means A. 2 ropes at 3 turns each, or B. 1 rope at 6 turns. If you answered A. 2 ropes at 3 turns each, you were correct. The upper ends of your lines must be attached to secure points above you. A separate anchor point is needed for each line. If no eye bolts are available, use a structural member. Never use anything made of aluminum or plastic. They are not strong enough. Use only something that is a permanent part of the building's structure. Making a mistake with an improper anchor will cause you serious injury or death. Federal safety standards require that each anchor point must be capable of supporting at least 5,000 pounds of dead weight. Attach the lower eye of the Sky Genie to the D-rings on our seat board using our locking snap ring. Now, loop both lines over the top eye of the Sky Genie and tighten them. This makes sure the Sky Genie is in the locked-in position. This is like setting a safety brake on your line before you step off a structure and prevents you from going anywhere until you are completely ready. Question 3. Federal safety standards require anchor points capable of supporting at least A. 3,500 pounds, B. 4,400 pounds, or C. 5,000 pounds. If you answered C, 5,000 pounds, you were right. This is the minimum weight requirement. To begin descent, undo the locked-off lines from the top of the Genie. Pulling downward on either line gives you the control to start your descent. Never let go of the line while you are in this unlocked position. Let the line feel your hand, but always keep some tension on the line. This will permit you to control your descent. Reach the level you want, loop both lines over the top eye of the Sky Genie and tighten both lines. Now let go and use both hands to clean the suspended. The first time you use the idea to always have someone else hold on to the free ends of your... This buddy system will help you if you accidentally let go. The other person can stop you by pulling down on the line. This adds tension. Question 4. To begin descending, after you undo the locked-off lines, which way do you pull either line to stop your descent? A. Upward, B. Downward, C. Sideways, D. All of these. If you answered D, all of these, you were correct. Once you begin to learn the ropes, you can practice on 5 to 10 foot descents until you feel comfortable controlling tension on the line. Repeated practice makes perfect, and learning to use the Sky Genie correctly offers a quick, safe, and simple descent from high places. That could mean the difference between life and serious injury or death. The Sky Genie is invaluable to professional window cleaners, and for obvious reasons. When attached to one of our seat boards, the Sky Genie gives the cleaner complete freedom of both hands. And it allows him to hang safely suspended in midair. Question 5. You can practice on 15 to 30 foot descents until you feel comfortable controlling tension on the Sky Genie line. True or false? If you answered false, you were correct. That's too high for practice. We recommend 5 to 10 foot descents until you feel comfortable controlling tension on the line. When it's time to move down to another level, the cleaner simply undoes his locked lines, pulls down on the free end of either line, and by reducing the pressure on the line, lowers himself to the desired position, and relocks his lines by looping them up over the top eye of the Sky Genie. You must always keep your hand on the trailing end of the line while descending. This is what controls your speed. No matter how many wraps you use, your speed will increase the closer you come to the bottom of the line. This is due to less drag created by the decreased weight of the line. Remember, always control one line with your hand. Your life depends on it. Now that we've explained how easy it is to use the Sky Genie in cleaning windows, let's talk about the line used in the Sky Genie. It's important that the line always be in the best condition. Sky Genie line is specially manufactured for use in the Sky Genie, so you should never use another kind of line. Our half-inch line exceeds federal standards for 5,000 pounds braking strength and should always be used with our seatboard system. Question 6. No matter how many wraps you use, your speed will decrease the closer you come to the bottom of the line. True or false? If you answered false, you were correct. Your speed will increase as you approach the bottom of the line. Sky Genie uses only the highest quality nylon possible to manufacture the safest line. Each of the beams contain thin nylon strands, which are called ends. Each rotating bobbin winds 33 ends, one more than other nylon lines. They're given a 3/4 twist during the winding. That's so the twist of these 18 bobbins on the braider will actually strengthen the ends again. That gives the 600-foot finished line more tensile strength because there are no splices. This nylon line is heat resistant up to nearly 500 degrees. Quality control is assured because each line is hand and eye inspected. Workers can feel and see any imperfections or fiber variations. After inspection, the lines are cut to the length desired by our customers and placed in special bags. The line is cut with a hot knife to prevent unraveling. A rubber protector is placed on one end of the line and aluminum furls are placed on each end and swedged to secure the thimble and provide a strong connecting point. Each swedge is compressed to 6,000 pounds tensile strength to maintain 5,400 pounds or more tensile strength on the rope. Swedges are stamped with serial number, lot number, and date. Each lot has 3 test lines sent to an independent lab where they are pulled to destruction. This assures that the strength of our line always exceeds 5,400 pounds tensile strength. The rubber protector installed at the top end of the line is an abrasion protector. It is a movable padding that should always be placed where the rope would come in contact with sharp edges, such as the corner of a wall the cleaner is about to descend from. Always position the heavy padding where the rope will make contact with the edge of the building, or use other padding such as our sliding pad if there is more than one edge. The line should always be properly cared for and fully inspected after each use. Here's what to look for. If the line is allowed to become dirty, the grit can act as an abrasive, which would weaken the line and abuse the Sky Genie. In the event of prolonged storage of the Sky Genie, the aluminum shaft can oxidize and cause a rusty-looking appearance on the line. This will stiffen the line and cause weakness. Replace it. These fibers are badly worn. Replace it. If the strands are broken, replace it. Lines may be kept clean by washing them in a mild detergent and letting them dry naturally. Never place line in a dryer. Sky Genie shafts are casted of a special aluminum mixture. 3 shafts from each lot are sent to an independent lab and pulled to destruction in excess of 10,000 pounds. The drilling of holes for thumb screw and detent pin is a carefully controlled procedure. Each and every shaft is test put to 3,600 pounds before being. Quality control is maintained throughout the procedure, and each shaft is stamped with lot and serial number. A Sky Genie cover goes through many manufacturing processes before it is ready to be placed on the shaft. After inspection for burrs and to make sure that the edges are beveled, the cover is ready for the label. The quality-controlled manufacture of the Sky Genie is necessary to provide safety for those who use it. Equally important is the attention to detail in the construction of the Sky Genie seat boards and full-body harnesses. Birch plywood is cut into 12-inch by 24-inch pieces for the seat board. Note the rounded corners to prevent line snag. A reinforcing bar is placed on the board for additional strength. 2 snaps are provided for tool holders. Heavy-duty nylon webbing is cut to length from 100-yard rolls with a hot knife to prevent unraveling of the webbing. The pad, after having end pieces sewn on, is then attached to the 1 3/4-inch nylon webbing. At this time, the D-rings are stitched into the belt using a special reinforcing strip. The friction buckle is then stitched onto the back and waist straps. When completed, this gives wraparound protection. Quality control of the total Sky Genie manufacturing process offers the professional window washer the safest and most dependable equipment possible. In fact, Sky Genie provides excellent backup safety for workers on a full scaffold. But to do its job, the Sky Genie must be hooked up properly. Let's quickly review the steps involved. To remove the cover, unscrew the thumb screw at the top, then push in the detent pin on the bottom. Insert the lines through the curved upper slots. Remember, each line should be attached to an anchor point that will withstand 5,000 pounds of dead weight. You'll need at least 6 total turns on the shaft. That's 3 turns of each line for descent of a 150-pound person. Pull both lines through the bottom slots, replace the Sky Genie cover, press in the detent pin, and tighten the thumb screw. Always make sure the thumb screw is at the top when looking at the Sky Genie. Put on the seatboard system or body harness. The belt adjusts for different size users. Make sure the strap is adjusted for perfect body comfort. Now connect the lower snap ring on your belt to the lower end of the Sky Genie. Be sure the locking nut is completely closed. Question 7. To remove the cover, unscrew the thumb screw at the top and then push in the detent pin on the bottom. True or false? If you answered true, you were correct. It is recommended that a third independently anchored line and with rope grab be used for additional protection. This would connect to a D-ring on the back of the belt. You must